Hello, everybody. Welcome. How's it going? Woo. Cameron, my co-host, partner in crime, master of ceremonies. What is up?
Good man. The vice host is back.
Vice
We're
host.
ready.
Yes.
We're, we're ready to talk BB Can. I'm liking this week so far. Ryan's gonna go home, so it's a good
Don't think
week.
so. Don't think so. But yeah, we'll get into that. What do you? Yeah. Do you want to just bring us into the episode? Where do we even begin? I don't know. I mean, it was a good
Dude,
episode, but also it was just kind of like it was all just I don't know filler. I felt like it was a filler episode.
no. All right. I'm starting to hate the BB Can intros. They're fucking awful. I feel like I'm getting motion sick while I'm watching
Just
them.
constant like zooms in, then like
Yeah.
spins just a bit. Yeah,
It's
totally.
like one intern figured out that they can rotate it, and now that's all they ever do. They're like,
Yep.
rotate
Yeah.
everything. If we could make the show rotate,
No,
we
yeah,
would.
that's production value that they're adding. Yeah, I'm not trying to dog on any After Effects people or whatever they're doing, but yeah, it's a very simple like camera movements that are not too great. Leave
Yeah,
that shit
I,
out.
I
Leave it
feel
out.
like I'm watching it on a carnival ride. I feel like I'm watching the
Yeah,
intro on there.
no good. I mean, yeah. Okay. Yeah, those suck. I agree. 100% agree. But if you are the person that makes those, tell us why we're wrong. Come on the show. We would love to have you. You know.
Yeah,
Do you think that like they
please.
must they must do like they must sign NDAs so they can't,
No,
right?
I don't think so. What? The editor? I don't know. Maybe. Probably, actually. No, I'm coming along to it.
But yes, if you, there's no one that fucking watches this that is like, I also work at BB and I'm an After Effects producer. No, yeah, no. But if you know anyone, tell them, give them their numbers. Yeah, whatever the fuck. What else? Where do we start? It ends. The HOH ceremony is over. It's Marin and
Yeah,
Ryan. What we talked about before. It's
yeah, and Ryan immediately pisses me off 3 seconds into the episode. He runs right up to Erica and is like, "Oh, thanks for calling me smart, kid. I appreciate it." All right, for one, you just got nominated, and
just
then you're
shut the
saying,
fuck up.
yeah, and I hate it when people call anybody kid. Oh my god, I that really gets under my skin. Like you have
Okay.
no clue.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, I like that.
this
That's funny.
if someone calls me a kid
Yeah.
or
Just you want to
kiddo,
fucking get pissed.
oh my god, I get so angry.
I'm like that
So
same way, but with guy. When someone's like, "Hey, guy,"
oh
guy is like, "Oh yeah, guy." Like I don't know why, but guy pisses me right off. I can feel that. I
guys,
understand.
I'm fine with the guy. You know what else fucking grinds my gears?
Yeah.
When people say good people.
Oh, those
You know
those
what
are
I'm
good
saying?
people.
Like
That's good people. Yeah.
that's good people. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say
What does
right
that
now?
mean? Yeah, that
And
sounds
that's
like
been also said this season.
cultish
Uh,
activity.
yeah. We want to listen to good people. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm probably guilty of saying both those things. I think so. Yeah. Ooh.
All right. Yeah.
Oops.
So, yeah, Ryan immediately made me mad. And then he goes up to the HOH room with Erica, and he's like talking with Erica for a while, and he's like,
Mhm.
"Man, I really hope that she plans on getting rid of Marin instead of me now." But it's
Yeah.
like the work is done. Like she already nominated you. I don't know what you're playing.
Yeah, where are you trying to go from there? Like, yeah, like you're gonna smooth some shit over. Pretty much at this point, you just have to
Because
fucking
doesn't
fight with a
help.
veto. You were breaking up a little bit there. But yeah, you're right. Where it's like you got nothing. Like you have to fight for veto. Like you have to hope that she's not targeting you. But really, like everything's pretty much like set in stone. Like, what are you trying to? What kind of face are you trying to save right now? Like, are you coming up to Erica to talk to her because you're trying to be like, yeah, well, I'm not an idiot. Like they're trying to get me out because I'm the best player. Like it's like it's something to like salve his own brain against his ego, where it's like he's trying to save face for himself, and that's the only person he's trying to save faith for going up there, I guess. I don't know. Like he's such a fucking. Oh, I love Ryan. Speaking of Ryan, we have a new little little graphic to go.
No, wait. I'm turning it on right now. All right, I'm looking at it. What is it to be? I'm excited. Come on, baby.
And that's the way it is. He's Ryan. I think he's so dumb, but he's accidentally it's accidentally really good for him. Did you see it?
No, it's a little delayed for me.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit here.
Am I?
We lost you. You're black screen now.
Oh, what the hell? He's like floating away. That's awesome.
Yeah.
When was that recorded? Or
it was I don't know. Again, M_BB something. We'll get to the shout outs. But yeah, they were like that. They sent me it right away and was like, oh yeah, I've got another animation for you. It is so amazing. It's so fucking funny. But like, he doesn't understand what he's doing. And if he ever did understand what he was doing, it would be a fucking kaput. Like, it'd be bullshit. Like, the problem is, like, his dipshittery overrides everything. And so his dipshittery walks him into, like, him being like, I'm a complete dipshit. I think I know what's going on. He doesn't actually know what's going on. And the more that he doesn't know what's going on in the eyes of everyone else, the more it's like, let's keep this fucking dipshit around. Because, like, the only thing that can ruin his idiocy is, like, being aware. As soon as he becomes self-aware, it's like, okay, well, the game's over. Like, he knows that he's the dipshit. Get him out. But, like, at this point, he's just so dumb, trying to be nice because I'll meet the man and I love him, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing where it's like, that's such a, he's only doing good because he isn't aware of how shitty he actually is doing. That's.
Dude, yeah, I feel you on that. There is a part of me that, like, if I was in the house, I would just make the big mistake and try and get him out because he's just so annoying.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what Erica is trying to do. Like, that's why she nominated him, is because he is, like, getting under everybody's skin. And she nominated Marin because who's that going to piss off? Like, she's just riding with the house. So, yeah, I can see why she did that. Whatever. Let's give.
But he's just such easy fodder.
A minute into this episode.
What are you saying? Oh yeah. No, I think the problem is that there's nothing really going on in this episode. We both kind of know what's going on in the house. I mean, we're just trying to talk about bigger, over-encompassing ideas.
All right,
but,
what do you think?
But you walk us down.
Yeah.
No, you're the.
So before the veto competition, Ryan has this idea that he needs to get in Marin's head to get him shaken, not stirred, in the veto competition, which I thought was a stupid analogy. Like, so then, then he's like, oh, Marin, everybody's gonna be gunning for it. I'm probably gonna win. This person's probably gonna win. Like, trying to shake him. But if anything, that would be getting me, like, more pumped and more ready for this competition. Like, even his logic of trying to get in anybody's head would just, in my opinion, get them more amped and ready for the competition.
I mean, like, was that what he described to DR? Was that he was trying to?
Yes,
he said he's. But let's take that with a grain of salt. Like, this could have been one of those things where DR was like, well, we saw you talking to him. Like, were you trying to get into his head? And then he's like, oh, of course I was trying to get into his head. I'm playing an amazing game. Like, whatever the fuck. Like,
that's true.
But, I mean, let's also not give him that much credit, too, where he realizes. But at the same time, like, that's the thing where it's like, I don't know. Was he actually trying to get into his head? Because that's the shittiest gameplay. Like, they're going to make this motherfucker look like the dipshit at all times because he's like the perfect donkey, Like, if Chef Ramsay came into this house, he would call him a donkey nonstop. It's like, you need that person on your show. Just like the whipping boy. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Chef Ramsay. But that's what it
Dude,
is, you know?
he's awesome.
Yes, but like that's the thing is like they probably realize also production is like we got someone that we can just make fun of, like, and it's never gonna bother anyone. No one will ever be upset that we're making fun of this guy. You know, I don't know. Ryan's
What is
kind
his
of a
Joker's
fucking,
rating? I've never looked.
I'm not about that Joker's life. Not about that Joker's life.
I'm gonna look it up. This
Why,
is
okay,
important.
so the thing on Jokers, why isn't the other two people that didn't get into the house, why are they not rated? They should still be rated, right?
Yeah,
In my opinion.
yeah.
Like, why not? Like, rate them. Because if you rate them against other people in the house, like, that still has some sort of, I don't know.
I mean, I got a ranking, so
Exactly.
I feel like
Well, that's the thing. I like that. How did you end up?
I ended up pretty high up there, like third or fourth or something like that.
That's
I
awesome.
think. Yeah,
They were wrong.
pretty much. Fuck
No,
you.
no, because you should have been first. You should have been first. What do you mean?
Anyway, yeah, and then Paris is also trying to pump up Marin. Like, she's like, you can do this. Prove that you're the reason why. Like, prove that you should be here, and all that garbage. Which I was just like, yeah, Paris, finally do something. Like,
yeah.
she's so loved in the Big Brother community, and I can't figure
Paris?
out. Yeah, well, like, what is she really doing? Like, to get there?
Is she just not? This might seem racist, but is she not a Netta facsimile? Like she's like the closest thing
Well,
you
she
can
kinda
get
looks
to
like
like.
her.
Well, and, like that's a part of it, and like I'm not saying that like she's the only one. Like a lot of these people look exactly like their counterparts. Will looks exactly like John, and they're both newfies. You know, like doesn't matter whatever. But like that's the thing where it's like, I mean, she has like some of the components of Netta season 2 without having the components of Netta season 5, where you know like the fan base turned on Netta essentially. So it's like people want to reach for that, in my opinion, where it's like that's why people think she's fucking incredible. I think she's not a bad player by any means. I don't think she's a fucking over the top amazing player. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I like, to me, I just want to give more contestants room to breathe and let them grow as players, because like people want to remember Netta as like the most amazing player ever, and Netta was fucking fantastic, absolutely. But like I think Netta was especially great because of her ability to bounce ideas off of John and have John bring him back. Like, I mean, yeah, Netta developed her gameplay while she was there. Like, she didn't come in as an amazing gameplay or like the fucking greatest. Like, these kind of ideas they develop inside the game, and like that's the fun part to watch. Like, we all want to believe that they just walked in as fucking legends, you know? Like, no, you have to develop the legend, you know? The narrative gets built. I'm just fucking
But-
ramble jambling. God damn.
No, well, Johnny's walking in and saying like he's the evil that can be whatever. Like he can just turn it on, and
No, you don't know who you are until you get into that fucking house. You know, like you don't know like what you're capable of, you know, like what your limitations are until you fucking play it, you know. You can't walk in and be like, ugh, I don't know. There's only been a few certain players that have ever walked in and known their place like throughout. And it's like Dr. Will, Evil Dick. Those are maybe the only two people that like carried a persona into the house and kept that persona and like maintained it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I'm ramble jambling. Please cut me off.
so the veto competition happens. And what did you think of the veto competition? They threw another $5,000 incentive in there.
I like that they're throwing those monies out just because that is an incentive. It fucking gets people to play. But to me, it'd also be like, I'd be annoyed just because like the $100,000 that they get, that's nothing. It's $100,000 Canadian. So like that's even less than American. So
Yeah.
And then like, but they don't have like the taxes that we have where it's like game tax. But like 100 is not that much. And then like you got like people on this episode being like, oh, I'm gonna pay off my parents this and that. Where it's like, motherfucker, you ain't gonna have no money after that. Like,
Yeah.
there's $0 after that. Like, that's like, shut the fuck up, because you're not doing that. I guarantee you're not doing that. Like, you
Even
might.
if you win in America, you're.
Well, exactly. Where it's like, even like, yeah, 320 is a fucking huge. Yeah, it's a huge sum of money, and like, you might pay off some shit, but also like, fuck my parents. You hear that, Mom? Tim. No, okay, sorry. Love you, Mom. Okay. Where were we? I gotta.
So the veto competition.
You gotta hold me in line on this one. Yes.
I was asking you, what do you think about it?
I don't know. What was it again? What did they do?
This was the DoorDash.
Oh yeah, this one I was like, fuck, this would be my jam. Like, this is like, I'm a delivery boy. Like, this one, if they would have put this in, I would have been like, oh yeah, you guys want me to win this one, I think. But it was. I thought this was a cool competition. I thought it was awesome. Like, the problem solving aspect of it, where it's like, you have to kind of fucking like think logically. Like, as we see, I don't want to get to the ending quite yet, but Marin, obviously, like, that last clue about like the door knocker, it's like one of those things where it's like problem solving. Like, you have to fucking realize, like, okay, well, it's not this one, that one. I don't know. I like that idea. I like the gameplay. I like the execution. How would you break it? I wouldn't know.
Well, if you're Ryan, the way you break it is by walking around the yard, training for this the whole time you're in there, and coming in fourth place. So, yeah,
like,
it's not actually broken. Dude, I want to get into it right now. I don't think that this can be broken, but I don't like that there's two answers to the thing that Marin was screwing up on. I don't like that at all.
Okay, yeah. So, like, that's what I was wondering. Is there any other defining factor of, like, what door? You know, like, was there maybe, like, a leaf, like, sticker? I mean, like...
No, all it was use the door knocker. And this happened, like, a couple of times where it's like, do the door with the beware of dog thing. And so it's like, you gotta just fucking randomly, haphazardly just knock on shit. So this kid is also
okay, so you knock on one door, it doesn't work out, you have to go back, come forward, you know, and then do the next door. Like, is it one of those things?
No, it's like just go to another door.
You could just go to another door. So then is it really like the game setup, or is it just like, well, it's route. It's like routing, you know? Like, he should have had better routing, you know? Okay, no, so, like, how do you beat this game? Like, what if you fucking took all the packages and you fucking laid them next to the doors, and then you fucking, like, went up and executed, like, boom, here, take this one, you know? Like, could that be a better... I doubt it, but...
I think the way you break this game is simply just better design. I didn't like the Trevor Boris competition this time, because the fact that there's so when I do an escape room, right, I hate when there's like what's the word, like random shit that's like could be the answer to. It's like red herrings. That's what it is. Yeah, I hate that so much. And this was just a bunch of them throughout the whole entire challenge, and it was like, oh, just no, you're supposed to know it's this other door because it also has a door knocker. I mean, like, Mary didn't do so.
Yeah, no, I think, like, I agree with you for sure, because, like, I think, like, if you, like, good puzzles are the ones that are, like, the problem-solving puzzles, where it's like, okay, like, the reason you would pick the second door with the knocker is because it also has, like, a little leaf somewhere where it's like, oh yeah, vegetarian. It was a vegetarian pizza. So, like, you know, like, it has to have that problem-solving element and not just random guess. Like, RNG fucking sucks. Randomly generated numbers are, what, you know, like, randomly... What's
Random
RNG?
Random number generator.
Suck my dick. Okay, yeah, but no, yeah, that's yeah, exactly. But like, no one wants a fucking like. That's not a fun game. Like RNG is not a fun game, and it's like when you're trying to like do something very quickly and efficiently, like the last thing you want to deal with is RNG. And like what we're talking about with this door knocker door is like it's RNG. You had to pick one or the other one, essentially. Like unless we're missing something, you know. But it's like that's I want like some sort of logic element. Like you're right because that is the worst part of fucking escape rooms when they have that shit. When it's just like yeah, red herrings, but there should be some sort of way to logically deduce the answer every time.
Yeah, but there is no way in this challenge to deduce. They just had it randomly like assigned on in the apartment complex, like which one they had to go to. Johnny even was like, "Oh, there's two. Beware of dogs. I'm gonna go to the top one because that's." He just guessed. He's like, "I'm gonna go to the top one first," and that was it. So it's just it doesn't make sense.
Well, and, like, is that like a way to like build in time to different runs? You know, like
no, there's no if anything, it's like a waste of time because you got to knock on the door and then hear the horn.
Okay,
that's
okay.
like,
So, excuse me. I like. I'm thinking from like if I'm gonna set up this challenge, if I'm a Trevor Boris, like that's why I would do it is to build in like fuck up time. You know, so you have like more like a greater differential between different times, right? Like
I got it. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Marin really fucking shot himself in the foot by taking a pepperoni pizza.
Let's just talk about how fucking shitty Marin is. Like this motherfucker again. Like it's week number 2 in a row, essentially. Like he fucking was like, "Oh, I've got the greatest strategy. I'm not gonna drink." Motherfucker goes out first. Like, and on this one, he's fucking like, oh, it's dismayed. Like, he's completely disassembled just because it fucking says a knocker. Like, what is? He is literally the worst. There's like, I'm glad he hasn't gone into the diary room and said like, I'm doing this on purpose. I'm just trying to throw it.
Yeah.
Like at least he's an honest guy, you know. You have to give him credit for at least that. But that's a fucking like, my God, man, my God, like he's throwing a temper tantrum back in the backyard.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about all that? I thought it was nuts.
I just don't understand his logic behind if it says bring a vegetarian pizza to the door knocker and then he brings a pepperoni pizza. It just made no sense to me at all. There's no really saving him there. And yeah, it's just such like his reading comprehension is like at an elementary level if he can't figure that out.
I mean,
but
freaking,
what's his name? Johnny and Erica were just like monsters. Erica, what is she trying to do winning this? I ask this question every time she goes after a competition. What is she trying to do? Like, why does she want all the control again? Like, aren't you afraid next week if anyone wins that isn't? I don't know who would not put her up.
And that's the thing where it's like, why isn't she number 1 on the list to get the fuck out? Like, she's gonna win everything. Like, she's already won everything so far. Like, how is she not number 1 to go home? Who has her back? Like, what allies does she have? I mean, even like her allies have to be. If someone puts her up, they're not gonna fight for her. Where it's like, oh yeah, I would never fight. Like, even if that person was on my team, it's just like I can't beat that person. What am I supposed to do?
You're just like, oh well, like thanks for doing my job for me. I didn't want to turn on Erica yet, but you're making it easy for me too, dude.
No, exactly, and that's one of those things. Like you set up that alliance to be like, okay, well, you're gonna have to take out some of my people, and I'm gonna have to take out some of your people. But it's like, it doesn't matter. You don't even have to make that alliance because anyone in the game should be trying to take out Erica at this point because, my God, she's a monster.
Yeah, I'd be
Absolute,
afraid of her
absolutely, very,
because
very dangerous.
it doesn't even seem like why did she even come in the top three? I don't understand.
Especially for someone that's like, I'm gonna
At the beginning of the
throw it.
week,
I'm
she's
gonna
like, "Oh,
throw
I want to
every,
throw the
yeah,
HOH.
like
Oh,
no, you're
I'm
not even
trying to
trying to
lay low."
throw. Yeah, no, you're not. It's dumb. You're not throwing shit. That's so
Yeah,
bullshit.
you know what's funny? She couldn't say that this episode because it's not like
Yeah.
there's like people watching her where she's like, oh, I just ran into it. It's like you could tell in this competition if somebody's throwing it because they could literally walk. Like she was sprinting everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, I just happened to win it.
Well,
Ah,
what do you think of Johnny winning it? I mean,
Johnny winning it.
there's no way he could really tell, right? Like he can't tell if he's close or not. But like,
Yeah.
was it advantageous for him?
I guess he kept Maddie safe because
That's true. That's
yes,
huge.
and
That's huge.
for some reason he is tight with Maddie to a degree I won't understand until they show it later in the feeds or in the show. It just seems like him and Maddie are like on a different level in terms of like partnerships. Like he is so protective of her. I don't understand why.
Yeah, that seems very odd. And again, like we talked about last week, like that might come back to hurt him just because it's like you're obviously showing your cards. Like she must be your number one motherfucker, and it's like
Yeah,
that's dangerous. Like I'd want that the fuck out. I don't know.
yeah. So the veto happens. Johnny wins. Johnny is becoming the veto king, or Johnny and Erica. They both have two apiece.
Yeah, they're both very dominant, which is again like that's the reason why I bring it up. Where it's like Johnny, did you really need this? Like who are you trying to save at this point? You know, I mean
Yeah.
Maddie. I guess like you're right. Maddie was the one he was trying to save, but I mean, who? I don't know. I don't know. I think it was probably a decent move on Johnny's part, but again, it just puts so much attention on him that I don't like because I think he's a good player. I think he's dangerous. He's smart. He's quiet. Like he might end up making it far. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So then there's a lot of conversations that go, and it seems like Olivia is really good at playing the game.
I
She's
agree.
like, she started the seed in Johnny's head, and then Johnny's saying it out loud, and then Johnny's like, Olivia, do you think we should do this? And Olivia's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Like not even realizing that it's Olivia's own thought. And then he brings it to Erica, and Erica was not giving the answers that Johnny wanted.
Yep, and that yeah, and that was tough for Johnny. Where it's like, I mean, you can push it, and like I'm a person that's like I don't want to push it. Like I think that's
No.
dumb because that just makes you look more desperate. It makes you look fucking weaker, you know. Um, and like like how Olivia implanted an idea into Johnny's head, and it wasn't really like he never attributes it to Olivia. Like
Yeah.
Johnny can't bring that to the HOH and implants it in the HOH Erica's head and make Erica think that it's her idea. And that's the problem is like Olivia has to go straight to the fucking source to do that. But I mean, it's not gonna happen. But like that is what makes a fucking amazing game player in Big Brother is someone that can make someone think something, and but it doesn't come back on them.
Yeah.
Um, and I literally have been, I've been growing on, not literally, but I've been growing on Olivia because she's fucking amazing. She's fun. She's like, she gives good diaries. She gives good live performances. Like, I think she's not bad. Like, she's
Yeah, I was
she's
so down
not.
on her
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
preseason.
I had no expectations for her, but she's growing on me. I like her a lot.
Yeah. So I also like the way that she approached it. Like, it's not like she was like, oh, um, so and so is a big threat because of X, Y, and Z. Like the way that Ryan is going about doing it, like
Mhm.
it's so overt, so open. It's like, no, I don't want to be like that works for a certain individual, like an
Mhm.
individual that takes into facts and wants that. But if it's like Johnny, who is just like thinking, oh, what do I want? What is best for my game? You gotta approach him exactly how Olivia did and be like, do we really want to Marin? Because Marin is a number for us, I think. Like, and then Johnny starts thinking it over, mulling it over, and then like comes to the same conclusion, and then just yeah. I think it's also the way you got to read the room and read how they would receive the information you're selling.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. But do you like what we're pretty much getting towards is do you think Ryan's gonna go home this week?
I hope so, so I don't have to eat onion.
I I don't even care at this point. I don't care if you eat it or not. But I think that like I want Ryan to stay. Like I fucking want him to stay so bad.
I need my fantasy draft.
Oh, you've got Marin. That's right.
I got Marin,
You got
yeah,
Marin. Yeah. But
and I
like,
can't. He's got -2 right now. Whew,
well, and that's
can't
the
be
other
dealing with
thing.
that.
The other thing about it is Marin is fucking someone that I would want to keep in the house. I would imagine because it's like the dude is absolutely horrible at everything. Like, absolutely, yeah. The dude can't fucking win shit if his life
Yeah, he
depended on
can't
it.
talk game. He
Yeah,
can't win a competition.
nothing.
He can't like relate. The only thing he does really well is smiles. He's got a
Yeah,
killer
killer
smile.
smile. Absolutely. No, I agree. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, yeah, it's like Ryan's actually won stuff, you know? Like he's won games. And like we even saw it on this episode, I think where Johnny was like he threw a ping pong or he threw pinball or whatever the fuck. Where I was like
Yeah, like
that was a
Johnny.
great little dig. I thought that was really funny. Because like he's right where it's like yeah, it was a crapshoot. Like how much credit should we actually give him? But the other thing is like Marin hasn't won dick all. And like from outside perspective, we've seen Marin just be dog shit, you know, like in multiple competitions at this point. It's just been fucking dog shit. So yeah, uh, yeah.
Yeah,
From an outsider's perspective, he has to go. Ryan has to go. Marin should stay just because he's weaker.
I feel the same way. um, and Ryan has knowledge of the game, and knowledge is power in that house. And Marin has no knowledge of the game. Like if I was in
Yep,
the house, I'd be
absolutely.
selling Ryan down the river.
Yep.
I'm trying to keep Marin. So I see. Here's the thing. I don't know what votes Ryan has at all that would keep him. I can't figure out anybody. I think Paris would keep Marin. I think literally all the people that were talking, Olivia, Alejandra, Johnny would keep Marin. Who else? Will, he was in that grouping too. He would
Yeah.
keep Marin. So then it's Dayla against Dayla and I don't know who.
But
Ryan,
then
this is why you don't nominate your friends, Ryan.
So you think this is like a blowback? This is a butterfly effect of his nominations.
Yeah, I think he's dead in the water, and I want you to tell me he's not. Give me.
I want to. I mean, fucking like the thing about it is that it's like Ryan's fucking he's trash. Like if you're in the house and you're not Marin, you should be like, well, I can beat Ryan when it comes to physical competitions. Like, sure, a crapshoot, he might beat me, but like Marin looks like he's physically more sound. I mean, like he could probably like do some weird endurance bullshit type game. No matter what, like I think I could out crapshoot Ryan. So from a perspective of like if it was me in the house, obviously, I think I would go with Ryan just because I think I could beat him and everything. Plus, like, you can outmaneuver him socially. Marin, like, I don't think Marin's particularly good at socializing, but at the same time, like, you said it yourself. He's got a great smile, and fucking having a good smile is half the goddamn battle. Like, being able to fucking like calm people by just smiling at them, like, I don't know. If you see a good smile, you just like, oh yeah, this is probably a good person. Like, immediately you equate that. Marin, I think, Marin has charm, and that's the thing about him. Like, I don't think he has social grace or physical prowess by any means. He might have endurance, but I think he's got a charm about him that could keep him around, keep him till the end. Ryan, if he just plays the fucking shitty role he's playing, he just has to sit on the block. Just be like, I'm the block boy. Call me block boy forever. I think Ryan would be
Block boy.
Yeah, block boy. I think, Ryan is a great person to keep around. And, like, what I really think is this battle is Marin and Ryan are still, they're playing for the same exact spot. They're playing for that number 2 fucking GOAT. Like, if you can sit on the block, that's the position you want. And there can't be 2 people that can sit on the block like that.
Do you think Ryan knows that's the position he's in, and he's trying just to get Marin out, and then he knows he's going to be on the block all the time, or do you think? Do you think he's just trying to win this week to stay alive, so that way he could be aggressive in the future? Like, do you think he knows his place? Do you think he's reading the room right now, or do you think?
I would like to give Ryan that credit. I would love to give him that credit. And when he comes out of the house, I guarantee you, he'll tell you that oh yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. I don't think he is that self-aware. I think he's a fucking, like, he's an egotist that cannot see his own shortcomings. And, like, and that is exactly the reason why he should do good, I think, is because, like, it's like, if he doesn't see those, then he'll never put them in the forefront. It'll never come back to bite him in the ass. Like, as long as he thinks he's in the fucking, like, the smartest guy position. Do you remember season 30 of Survivor?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Do you remember
who won it.
Dan? It was Mike Holloway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, Dan
was a menace.
Do you remember Dan, where, like, he said a bunch of stuff, where it's like, Dan was kind of in that position too, where he's a guy who didn't actually realize his position. He thought he was in a position of, like, I'm the wizened older guy. I met him. He's a fucking legend. But at the same time, like, I think he never realized, like, the position he was in of, like, he doesn't realize, and that's the best part about it. Like, the less you know about yourself is better, because then you won't self-sabotage. I don't know.
That's, I don't necessarily agree with that position. I think it's definitely beneficial if you know where you'll stand in the house.
I agree.
It's when you know where you stand and then play to that notion that you get the results that you want. Like, if you know you're the block goat, just be the block goat. Like, that's where you stand. If you know you're I don't know, always gonna go balls out for competitions, you just gotta do that. Because, like, now if Erica doesn't win, I feel like she has to win out, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, halfway through the game, just winning out from here on out.
She's had to win.
That's too much.
She's been, like, winning since the season started. I just can't imagine her winning this season.
No, I think it's tough. There's nothing to do.
So what are the votes that you think that are going to vote out Marin instead of Ryan? I want to hear them.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I just want it to happen. I don't care what the votes are. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. it just seems like this vote might be a little bit more, on the fence, I guess. Um, but I that's what I hope. But it's probably gonna end up being a House vote. If people are smart, just make it a House vote, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not like these
What?
two are on different sides of the fence here.
Yeah, exactly. You're pretty much just like, getting rid of the duplicate. That's like,
Yeah.
and which duplicate do you want to have? They're both goats. Um, yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. What else we got to talk about here?
You were saying about tomorrow's episode?
Oh, I mean, we can talk about that. So, we have a guest for tomorrow night,
Yes.
9:15. We're gonna have
I'm excited.
Andrew.
I don't even. Yes.
We're gonna have Andrew.
How did that swing? How did that
yes.
go? I don't know.
He finally got
That's crazy.
he finally got clearance from his handler, so we'll definitely have him on. Hope everything goes good. I gotta send him the Discord link. That's always what I'm worried about. But yeah, I think once we get Andrew, then I mean it's just like hopefully I'll try to book Jesse. Yeah, I'll try to book Jesse for next eviction. We'll just do Thursdays. Every Thursday we'll have one of the guests. I'd like to start getting some more like other house guests for the other shows, like maybe a John Party on for next Monday. I don't know, whatever.
That'd be cool.
Getting ahead of myself, but no, yeah. So definitely, Andrew's gonna be on tomorrow. So start thinking about stuff we want to ask him, stuff we want to talk about.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna have to talk about his boy Ryan.
Yep. Absolutely. I would love to. I can't wait. Because I want to throw this balloon emote of him around some more. Yeah, I don't know. That'll be fun. That'll be interesting. You want to do a Survivor minute?
I didn't actually watch the Survivor episode.
All right, perfect.
Did you?
We don't. Yeah, I briefly did. A little bit.
Was it a good one? Was it a good one?
Yeah, like I liked a lot of it. Yeah, I don't know. I think like they're all on par for me. Every Survivor episode, just like it's par. Like I never am like, whoa, this one's crazy. Now with Laurel being on it, it's always crazy, but it's still on par. It's still on par. So yeah,
That's
watch
good.
it. We'll talk about it next episode, tomorrow or Monday. Probably not tomorrow, but
Talk about it eventually.
yeah, fuck it.
We got to make sure Sir Don Don's in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Sir Don. I love that motherfucker.
There was a lot on this episode, though. I feel like we covered everything.
I think we covered everything. I mean, like, nothing that we're going to, like, yeah.
I think it was good how, like, in the episode, it showed how good Will's social game was because Alejandra's like, oh, if I can't win, I want you to win.
That was huge. I thought that was huge, too. Absolutely.
And it's not like Will is, like, schmoozing her or it's not like Will's in a position of power
they're like
over
two
Alejandra.
separate sides of the aisle where it's just like, that's like a fucking, if you can capture that, I mean, I thought that was, fantastic on Will's part. And, like, that came out of nowhere. But, like, the whole time I kept on thinking, like, Will's getting that fucking, like, the Survivor edit, speaking of Survivor, of, like, the fucking Soul Survivor edit, where it's like, this is the winner's edit, Obviously, it's Big Brother. They don't have that. But at the same time, where it's like, they fucking, like, everything about Will's son, like, oh, that's all tearjerker stuff, like someone from the opposite side of the house. Like, I don't think Alejandro is like on the opposite side of the house, but at the same time, I think like just all that stuff was just like so like they're getting ready for a Will win. Like that's laying that fucking pavement just in case,
Yeah.
They might start laying pavement for other characters. But I definitely think that's exactly what they're doing. Like they're getting ready just in case this motherfucker goes deep.
I think he's playing so good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And there's like no DRs from Dayla again at all. What's up with I guess we didn't talk about why Johnny is so anti-Dela at all.
I mean, but why wouldn't you be, really? Like, it's tough for me to say because, I mean, a showman's, I think it's something that's a viable strategy. But, like a showman's is something that I would want to get out immediately if I wasn't a part of it one.
Yeah.
Right?
If I wasn't part of one, yeah. If you're in a showman,
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
gotta
You'd
link
be
up
like,
with
no,
all
no,
your.
showmances are great. That's what makes this game great. Yeah.
Yeah, America loves us.
Hmm.
Showmances. um, yeah.
No, I think Dale is dangerous. That's a problem. Like, they are a fucking dangerous group of people. Um, Kayla is a strategist, honestly, in my opinion. I think she's fucking a very, very good strategist. And then you've got Derek, who's essentially like the playboy aspect, like the fucking dude that's gonna go in there and just talk bullshit and fucking be friends. That's a very dangerous pairing, uh, because they cover the most ground. I think that's huge. Being able to be in two different rooms and talk two different strategies at two different times. I don't know. That's the absolute benefit of a showmance, and I think like they are capturing the benefit of a showmance. I hope they do good because I want them to win because I want a showmance to win, just so people can shut the fuck up about showmances not being viable because I do believe they are viable. You know, they're not broken. They're not OP. It's just when it comes to video
I
game
mean,
terms.
nobody said they're not viable. Nicole won with a
Bullshit.
showmance.
Well, bullshit. I think like every fucking motherfucker on Twitter thinks that showmances are not viable.
All
Like,
right, all right, come on. So, freaking Brenchel won.
no, you're
Also,
preaching to the choir at this point. I agree
okay.
100%. But I honestly like that's not how the general public feels. Like if you look at whatever, like people
Well,
do not think that that is viable or it doesn't make sense.
I guess showmance is to actual victories. I don't know what that stat is like. Because
Two
yeah,
actual
but
victories. What do you mean?
like I'm saying the
That's
showmance leads to the victory. Like in 16, Derek wins without a showmance. In 15, Andy wins without.
I
Ian wins
fucking sucked
without.
Andy's dick on more than one occasion. No.
Clip that.
Get that clip going. That motherfucker,
Steve
he
was.
was. Yeah, no, go on.
No, the thing is, like, people say, "Oh, yeah, showmances don't win games," but it's because most people that win the game don't have a showmance, and that's ridiculous. Because some people have won, like even in All Stars, Boogie
No,
had a showmance.
exactly. Both Boogie and Will got to Final Four with a showman's intact to a degree. Same with fucking like yeah. I just think that like that idea is bullshit. Like I think
Liz got to the final two.
no, exactly. Nicole and I don't know, whatever. Like, there's been plenty of people that have gotten there and fucking like used whatever momentum. Hayden is like one of the best examples, I guess. But it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
People want to get down on fucking showmances, and I know exactly why they want to get down on them. I fucking lost with a showmance, so I get
No, yeah.
it. But at the
I
same
feel
time,
like
I do think it is a viable strategy, and I think like it's something to be explored. Yeah.
there's tons of viable strategies though. You can't just say, "Oh,
Well, no, no,
showmance is a there's
but
you
like
you
that's
could be the idiot and be that's the viable strategy.
no,
You
no,
could be the
absolutely.
mastermind and it'd be
Hey,
a viable strategy.
no, I agree, and that's the thing. Like, I've been watching some speed running videos of video games, and it's like, like you get your viable strategies. Like, it's fucking. There's different routes. It's all about like your route. Like, what route is gonna be the fastest, and what's gonna take you to the end. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, who knows what route is gonna be the best, whichever season it may be. It could be a showman's route. It could be a fucking just like a solo Godfrey run. Like
Yeah.
there's so like that's what makes this game fucking awesome and beautiful is like fucking there's all sorts of different runs you can actually take. So I just can't stand it when people say this one route is unviable. Because I think most runs are viable. It's just about what kind of person you are.
Yeah. You gotta
I'm
recognize who you are and then play to those strengths.
Absolutely. Again, I'm drunk. I'm stupid. Sorry, everybody.
No, it's no problem.
What's MBB is in this? MBB is here. Unblocked you.
Oh, sweet.
Just don't try. Okay, great. Reading that chat. What else we have? What else happens? Is there anything else?
No.
I think we nailed it. We fucking covered everything there was to be about Big Brother. I think we nailed it.
All right, yep. And tune in tomorrow.
Andrew. 9:15 Central. Yeah, Andrew's gonna be on. I don't know what I'm gonna ask him. Yeah, we might be. But no, I'm excited. I'm curious to know like what he thinks about everyone in the house. That's pretty much what I want to ask him.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any questions to ask Andrew tomorrow, please get them ready so we can have some shit to chat about. Cameron, do you have any fucking plugs or anything like that?
Yeah, if you want to follow me at CameronHerd210 and Twitter and Instagram. And tomorrow, I don't think we're going to be doing too deep of a dive on what happens on the episode. We're probably going to focus more on Andrew and his story. So don't hate on us. Unless if he's boring, then we'll take over.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think yeah.
I'm kidding.
Let's see. Thanks everyone. Let's see. Let's do our shout outs. Our shout outs are hamsterwatch.com for all your update needs. BMX-TV.net for all your live streams and episode air dates, what have yous. Riley Rage for the intro song. At EM__BB for the Ryan gifs and gifs and what have yous. So good. Always makes me laugh. One of my favorite parts of the show. And then if you guys are watching, you can always subscribe to this channel. That will help us out a lot. It's less than the price of a Subway sandwich. But also, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free. That fucking gives us some money, and that makes us very, very happy. Also, yeah, whatever. I don't know what else. I'll follow you on Twitter. That means nothing to no one, but I'll do it. And I think that's pretty much it. I feel like I have something else. It doesn't matter. Cameron, what else you got to say? Nothing?
Nothing.
Excellent. On behalf of Cameron Hurd, I'm McCray Olson. We'll see you guys next time on the block. Bye-bye.